Hello everyone, and welcome to English Grammar with Max. Today we are going to continue talking about passive. We talked about basics of passive sentences last week, and this time we are going to continue that lesson. So, another point about passive sentences is that sometimes we have active sentences with two objects. Let me give you an example. The active sentence says, they gave her a present. As you might remember from last week or the previous episode, passive 1, when we want to rewrite an active sentence into passive sentence, we need to find the object in the active sentence. So, they is the subject of your sentence, gave her is your object. This is object number 1. A present is another object. So let's call it object number 2. The thing is, we could use either of these objects to write our passive sentence. First, let's start with her as the object. So we bring it here and use it as a subject of the sentence. Her is, we call it an object pronoun, so we need to change it to subject pronoun because we are using it as a subject. She was given. Again, we need to keep the tense. This is in past simple. This needs to be in past simple as well. She was given a present. And another option, we could use object 2 to write the passive sentence. So a present, we use it as a subject in passive 2. A present was given to her. Both of these sentences are correct. So, another point about passive sentences is using them with have or get. Let me explain. You know that when the agent and the subject are the same, our sentence is a passive sentence. When the subject is receiving the action or the subject is not the agent, that sentence is a passive sentence. But sometimes neither of these structures work for us to send our message across. Let me give you an example. The active sentence is, the mechanic fixed my car. The subject is the mechanic. Fixed is your main verb and my car is your object. So, in this sentence, the subject is also the doer or the agent of the action. So, this is an active sentence. Now, we want to rewrite this as a passive sentence. We use the object as the subject in the passive. My car was fixed, past simple, by the mechanic. So, the thing is, what we want to say is neither of these sentences, because actually it is my car. I am paying for it. I am causing the action to happen or the event to happen. So I want to be the subject of my sentence. How could I change the sentence to be able to do this? I use I, the person or the party or the entity which is causing the action to happen. Then we need to use a form of have or get. In here, the form of have or get is past simple because the original sentence is in past simple. Have or get. It could be any form of have or get. So it doesn't matter which tense it is. And have is slightly more formal than get. I had. After this, we use the object. So after the subject, we have a form of have or get. Then we bring the object, and after that, main verb in past participle form. You can mention the agent if you want to or not. Let me give you 2 more examples with different tenses. She is the subject. In here, the subject is not the agent, and the subject is not also receiving the action. The subject is merely causing the action to happen. She's having. This is the present continuous form of have or get in here. You could say she's getting. And have, again, is slightly more formal. She is having. After a form of have or get, we have the object, her hair, and then main verb in past participle form, because the past participle form of cut is cut. This cut, cut, cut. Another example, future simple. I is the subject in here. I is the person who is causing the action to happen. I will get a form of have or get, future simple form of have or get. My teeth, object, and then cleaned, the past participle of the main verb clean. We'll have a lot of exercises when we get to them soon. Okay, we said that when the subject causes the action to happen, we use a form of have or get. And we also do that for another purpose. When something happens outside our control, we use the very same structure. Examples again. She is the subject in here. She is the person who is causing the action to happen. In the previous topic we talked about, but in here something is happening outside her control. Something is happening to her, and for which or over which she doesn't have any control. She had is a form of have or get, so we could simply say she got instead of she had. Her leg is the object. Broken is the past participle of the main verb. So again, she had her leg broken when skiing. She didn't want to have her leg broken, but it happened outside her control. Another example. I had my pay reduced by the board. I is the subject. Had is a form, the past simple form of have or get. My pay is the object in here, and reduced past participle of the main verb. And in here again you could mention the agent or not. Okay, the last point before we get to the exercises is a structure in which we use passive plus infinitive. We generally use this structure when we are reporting a piece of news. And it is very common with these verbs: believe, expect, know, report, say, think, suppose, understand, and some other verbs. Let me give you 3 examples. We say people believe the story is true, or the story is true. We have 2 sentences in here. People believe and the story is true. Now we want to say it in a more formal way. Actually, it is very common when in the news, like because it makes the language more formal. So people in the news, they never say people believe their story is true. So the topic of the story, or the topic of the news, we use it as the subject of the sentence. Then we use a passive structure in here. The story is believed. This is a passive structure in present simple, because people believe is in present simple. Then we add the second sentence in the form of infinitive. So we say the story, the subject of the speech, the story is believed, a passive structure, to be true, because the story is true in here. This is to be verb. We change it into infinitive and put it here. Another example. They have reported that she is living in London, because no one knows who they are. So we change it into this structure here. They have reported that she is living in London. She is actually the main topic of the speech. So we say she has been reported, because they have reported. This sentence in here is in present perfect. So this part of the sentence in here should be in present perfect as well. She has been reported, and because this is a passive structure, we need to use been after has. She has been reported to be living in London. If this is in continuous form, we use the infinitive form of to be plus the ing form of the main verb. Another example. We expect him to travel to the US. Again, a more formal way of saying it is he, the main topic in here, him, he is expected, the passive form, because in present simple, because this is also in present simple, to travel. Then we bring this verb in here in the form of infinitive. Okay guys, we are done with the lesson. Let's do some exercises together. These exercises are from the book Intermediate Language Practice. Let's go. Okay, let's start with the exercises. Rewrite each sentence beginning and ending as shown. Do not change the meaning. A. Someone stole Bob's bike. And now we are using that structure with have or get because Bob, something has happened which was outside Bob's control. So we say Bob had his bike stolen. This stolen here, this is in past simple, so this needs to be in past simple too. We say Bob, the subject of the sentence is the one which is causing, in here in this particular example, something happened to Bob which was outside his control. So Bob had his bike, the object, stolen, past participle of the main verb. B. John lent me his book. This book is the object of the sentence, and we are using it as the object in here. So this is like this is a mere passive sentence. This book was lent to me by John. C. The dentist took out one of my teeth yesterday. Again, I caused something to happen. I paid for it. So we use the structure of have or get with passive. I had one. Had is the past form of have because the tense of the original sentence is took out. It is in past simple, so this is in past simple too. Yesterday I had. After have or a form of have, we need to use the object. One of my teeth is the object, and after that we use the main verb in past participle form. So yesterday I had one of my teeth taken out. D. The doctor is checking my blood pressure. Again, the same structure because the doctor is checking. This is in present continuous. So the other sentence should be in present continuous as well. I am having a form of have or get, the present continuous form of have or get. Then my blood pressure is the object and checked is the past participle of the main verb. E. A rock concert ticket was sold to me by a friend. I sold to me, this is the object of the sentence, and we are using it as a subject in here, so this is just a passive sentence. I was sold a rock concert ticket. This is also a passive sentence. This is another passive sentence with the same meaning using another object as the subject of the sentence. F. Someone broke into Tom's house last week. Again, something is happening outside Tom's control, but Tom is the subject of the sentence. So we use Tom here. After that, a form of have or get. In this case, broke is past simple, so the past simple form, had. After that, we need the object, his house, and the past participle of the main verb, broken into the phrasal verb. G. When did they send you the letters? We are going to, this is an active sentence, we are going to rewrite it as passive. So, when were you sent the letters? Using you in here as the object and the subject of this sentence. H. My parents give me this ring. Again, we are going to rewrite this as passive. We use me in here as the subject of the passive sentence. I was given this ring by, it actually needs to be my parents. I'm keeping this bottle of wine for a special occasion. Again, rewrite to passive. This bottle of wine is being kept. I'm keeping this present continuous, and again present continuous. We need to keep the tense. Is being kept for a special occasion. J. We will send you a letter with your exam results. Again, rewrite as passive. A letter will be sent to you. We use future simple because this is in future simple. We will send you. A letter will be sent to you with your exam results. Next exercise. Rewrite each sentence so that it has a similar meaning and contains the word in brackets. Let's start with A. They're servicing my car tomorrow. You could use I as the subject of the sentence because I is the one which is causing the action to happen. So I'm having the same tense, present continuous, my car, the object, serviced, the past participle form of the main verb. B. Yesterday they stole my bike. Something happened outside my control. So we start the sentence with, because it is my bike, I start the sentence with I, then a form of have or get. In this case, it is in past simple, so had. After that, we we bring the object, my bike, and then past participle of the main verb. C. Last year they painted our house. Again, it was our house, so we better start the sentence with we. We had, because painted past simple, and the past simple form of have. After that, the object, our house, and then past participle form of the main verb, paint. D. They are taking out my tooth tomorrow. It is my tooth, so I want to use I as the subject. After that, the same form of the verb have, because this is in present continuous, so this is in present continuous as well. I'm having, and after that, the object, my tooth, taken out is the past participle of the main verb. E. They have just cut my hair. It was my hair, so we start the sentence with I. This is in present perfect, so this should be in present perfect too. I've just had a form of have or get, the present perfect form of have or get. My hair, the object, and cut, past participle of the main verb. F. They are fitting our new carpet tomorrow. Again, it's our new carpet, so we use we as the subject of the sentence because we are causing the action to happen. We are having present continuous, again present continuous. After the form of have, we have the object, our new carpet, and after that fitted, the past participle form of the main verb. G. They have just painted Anne's portrait. It was Anne's portrait, so we want to start the sentence with Anne. Anne has just had the present perfect form of have, then her portrait, the object, and then painted, past participle form of the main verb. Okay, the last exercise. Rewrite the first sentence as a news report using present simple, passive plus infinitive. This is about what we talked about, how they read sentences in the news. We want to rewrite the sentences in a more formal way. For example, A says, lots of people believe the criminal is living abroad. As you might know, they never say such a sentence in the news, so they make it more formal. They say, the criminal, the topic of the news, the criminal is believed, again, the present simple form of passive, is believed. Again, after that, infinitive, to be living, because is living is continuous form, and we use to the infinitive form of to be and then living abroad. Economists suppose that inflation will fall next year. The main topic is inflation, so we use it as the subject. And then the present simple form of passive, inflation, is supposed. We use the same verb in here. Is supposed, then infinitive, to fall, because our main verb in here is fall. C. Everyone expects that Arsenal will win the league. Again, Arsenal is the main topic. We bring it and use it here as a subject. Again, the present simple form of passive, Arsenal is expected. So we use this in passive form. And afterwards, we have the infinitive. Arsenal is expected to win the league. D. People think the government is planning a new airport. The main topic is the government, so the government is thought. This thought is the past participle form of this think in here, because this is a passive sentence, and followed by an infinitive form, to be planning. An infinitive because this is continuous. We use to be planning. E. They say he is making a new movie about the Civil War. He is the main topic in here, so we say he is said, say, he is said, and infinitive, to be making, because he is making, continuous form, a new movie about the Civil War. F. Journalists report that the finance minister disagrees with the president. The finance minister is the main topic of this sentence, so the finance minister is reported. You see this report in here, we use it in the passive form with a to be verb in present simple, is reported, then followed by the infinitive form of the main verb of the following sentence, disagree, to disagree with the president. Thanks for watching another English Grammar with Max, and see you next week.